Backstage here at Largo, Los Angeles, California with Colin Hay, formerly Men at Work, now a fantastic solo career. Also part of the all-star band from Ringo Starr. I mean, there's pictures of the Beatles all over the place here. I saw you there a couple summers ago up at Casino-rama.
You saw me at Casino-rama?
Yeah,
right.
With Ringo, I guess the opening night of the tour.
Very exciting.
Yeah, would you do it again?
Oh, absolutely.
What are some experiences from that? I mean, playing with the Beatles got to be kind of... I mean, obviously you're one of the big rock stars of all time as well, but I mean...
Well, I wouldn't say that, but it was very exciting. It blew my mind every night, you know, playing on stage with Ringo, turning around and Ringo was playing the drums. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that I could say about it, but basically it was one of the highlights of, you know, of the last 20 years for me, you know.
Does he come and approach you and ask you to play that kind of thing, or how does that all go down?
I think that he has a list, you know, a couple of lists of people that they're interested in, and then they draw from that, and they try and make it different every time, I think. Nice.
Well, let's start the show off with a song, one of your songs, maybe something off the last record, your choice. What do you want to play for everyone?
Which record?
Going Somewhere, perhaps.
Okay.
Or the reworked one, Man at Work, whatever you feel like hearing.
Let's play Beautiful World.
You just heard Colin Hay with Beautiful World. Now, you released 2 records recently. Now, I was looking on the internet the past few days trying to get exactly with release dates, and stuff was re-released and all over the place. What came out first, Man at Work or Going Somewhere?
The original Going Somewhere came out on my own label, which really, was a bit of a secret because I didn't really have distribution. I had distribution for a while, but then the record company that I was working with went bankrupt, so I just got the albums back, and so I was just really selling them through the internet and at shows and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So that's really what happened with that. That was in 2000, and then in 2003, Compass Records out of Nashville became interested in working with me. They liked the records, but they said to me, "Look, no one is in the mainstream has really heard of what you've been doing for the last 10 or 15 years." Which was true. So they said, "Would you consider putting out a compilation of songs that you've written from the last 20 years, so that so that you can it can sort of reintroduction to people of what you've been doing." So that's why that's how that came about. And then that came out in 2003, and so I'm working on a new album now, but it wasn't ready last year. So they said, "Look, we really like Going Somewhere. It gets really well received. Let's re-release it with a couple of extra tracks on it." So that's what they
Which
did.
included the Garden State tune, obviously, which got you a lot of success recently as well.
Yeah.
How did that all come about? Did they ask you to write that song, or was it already written beforehand?
No. It was a song that was on an album of mine from 1997.
Okay.
Almost 10 years ago, and Zach Braff used to come here to see me play. So, because I've been playing here for
at this venue?
Yeah, I've been playing at this venue for about 14 years.
Oh wow! Do you live around here? Is that why?
I don't live around here, but I live in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he used to come down here, so he had a copy of that album before he was in Scrubs.
Oh, nice.
And so once he got the job in Scrubs, he took a couple of my albums into the producers, and they came down here, and so they've licensed a bunch of my songs from me. So
pretty
they've
cool.
been very, very kind. So it's and when you don't get played on the radio that much, it's being on television is an incredible way to get exposure.
Definitely, I wanted to talk about that, but let's play that song first. The song from Garden State. I just don't think I'll ever get over you. Long title. You don't see very long titles anymore for songs. But
yeah, well.
You heard some Colin Hay talking here. You mentioned technology, TV shows as the way to get music out there. You also mentioned putting your CD out on the internet. And you've been around for what, about 20 years in the music industry? 23 years, something like that?
About, I don't know, 26 years, maybe 25 years or something.
Longer than I've been around. Yeah. And how do you feel the way it's going? Is it going in a good direction with technology and downloading and MySpace and all this stuff?
Well, I don't really know what's a good direction. It's going in a direction. It's going in the direction it's going. Mm-hmm. So you have to embrace it in some way because it's unstoppable. It's like the train's already left the station, so you either stay on the platform or you get on it. And you have to, I suppose, work with what you can. You have to play with the cards you've got. And there's some obviously some unfortunate aspects to it where now people have the ability to, have music for nothing, which means basically that artists can't get paid what they should get paid as far as their royalties and so forth. On the other hand, it's a way to, in a lot of ways, it released some kind of stranglehold that the record companies had on artists for a long time. For example, even myself, I had a lot of success, so I'm very fortunate, very lucky. But I made a couple of albums that were released on big labels, and you couldn't get access to them, and I couldn't get access to them because I didn't own the masters. And so, as far as most people were concerned, I just really disappeared off the face of the earth. So, with the advent of the internet, I could actually, get a website up, and I could put my music up there, and people can find you, whereas they couldn't do that before. And so it's. I don't find that I spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just find that most of the time I'm just trying to, get done what I really want to get done, which is to write songs and record them and go out and play and figure out how to do that. And I'm lucky because I have a little deal now with a small record label out of Nashville, and I kind of like them. They have an infrastructure, so in a lot of ways I feel like I'm in a relatively good position as far as making my music available to people, and getting it out. It's difficult to tell what the situation is going to be in 5 years, and I'm
it moves so quickly. Yeah,
notoriously bad at making predictions.
Do you think it's going to get rid of the whole album concept now that everyone has iPods and it's just constantly on shuffle, and you get to just listen to whatever song you want? You won't have, like, for example, the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper, like an album.
Well, it would seem like that. It would seem that that's. I'm in my 50s, so it's very difficult for me to actually know what 22-year-old people are going to do. Myself, I buy stuff off iTunes, and if I like songs, and I still tend to buy albums as opposed to songs.
Do you still buy vinyls at all?
No, no, I don't have a record player. I have one in Australia, and I have a lot of vinyl there. But
cool. Oh, thank you.
But but CDs, in a lot of ways, they're so annoying.
How so?
Well, you just lose them all the time. You take them out of the packets, and they kind of end up in all different parts of your house and your car and different bags, and it's like it's pretty handy having your stuff in one place. Although that's just another I have a lot of songs there, songs here, songs there. I have songs everywhere that I can never seem to find when I want them.
Let's play another song. What do you want to hear? Could be one of your songs, could be someone else's.
Can we hear that Death Cab for Cutie song?
Oh, I love them. What song?
I can't remember the name of it now.
Off the new record?
What's something about the atmosphere? What's that called?
Soul Meets Body. You said you're working on some new stuff that they didn't want to release earlier. Is it going to be coming out? How's it working?
No, they didn't. No, they didn't want to release it.
Oh, they wanted to wait. Sorry.
They what?
Did they want to wait?
No, it's just that. No, I had. No, it was just the fact that they wanted to try and, reintroduce me because of the fact that they figured that, it would be difficult to come with a totally new record at that particular time, But no, this is. I had another album. It's complicated. I have a bunch of albums that really are kind of not really that well known. But this is I'm about halfway through this new one, so this will be released. My plan is to finish it by June, the middle of June, to get released, say, in September.
Oh, nice.
This year.
Are you playing that stuff live? Some of the new stuff?
Yeah, bits and pieces, yeah. But it's when I play here, I just kind of play whatever comes up, because this is really like my, cliche, but home away from home.
Fair enough. Is it an acoustic record you're working on? I know
No.
you're doing acoustic dates and full band dates back and forth. So
No, it's a band record. It's a, you know.
nice. Rocky. What's the direction it's going in?
Oh, I don't know.
Death Cab style, maybe. Very atmospheric.
No, it's you know, I don't know what you'd call it. It's contemporary.
Very nice. I heard you're playing with the symphony in a couple of months.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
Have you ever done that before?
No, I've never done that before.
Nice.
It's in Florida, I think that is.
They're just going to be backing you up. Have you taught them music yet? How do they get to learn it?
I'm scoring the music with a friend of mine.
Oh, really?
A friend of mine is scoring it, and I'm helping him score it. Yeah.
So you know how to write music and that kind of stuff. I've always wanted to learn that.
I'm learning. No, my friend is scoring,
Mm-hmm.
and he's very good with the dots, and I'm very slow with the dots. But I know what the dots are, but I couldn't score for the life of me. So I have a friend of mine who's doing that with me, and then we send the orchestra the charts.
Nice. How much rehearsal do you think is going to be needed before something like that with them?
2 days apparently.
Oh, really? They have it all set up and everything. Cool. Let's play another song. Let's go Down Under, just because I love that song. What do you think of when you hear that song now? Do you ever get sick of playing it? I mean, you've probably been playing it night in, night out for 20-odd years.
No, I like it. I have a lot of respect for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's looked after me very well all these years.
I would think so. Do this thing every week called 5 questions, 5 quick questions, 1-word answers. iPod or CDs? Which you kind of answered before, I guess.
Yeah, iPod.
Lennon or McCartney?
Lennon McCartney.
Nice. Alcohol or marijuana?
Marijuana.
Song you've written you're most proud of?
The next one.
And 1 word, Colin Hay.
Fabulous.
1 song to close us out. What do you want to hear? One of your songs.
Overkill.
Nice. Oh, an old one. Cool.
All right.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it.